cell phone until the meeting is adjourned. Pledge allegiance by Willis and a prayer. Let's say a prayer. Mike, okay. I'll pull it. Just to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Michael, you said prayer? Yeah, please put it in the Our Father with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thank you, gentlemen. Approve the minutes from February 5th, 2024 public meeting. I move. Move by Mike. Second by Kip. Discussion, if not, we'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip. Aye. Willis. Aye. Casey's absent. Mike. Aye. I have it. Mayor report the parish would like to install an outdoor fitness area at the Gold Meadow Corporate Park in the next few months. Been in contact with Archie last week. They would like to put a fitness exercise area, 28 by 28. Something like they got over there in Mason, underneath the overpass. Like to get a vote on it, but to move forward with it. What area? We designated a couple areas right next to the skateboard park, or you go to the senior citizen on the south side, that kind of empty lot. They like to keep it away from the playground area as they can. We thought about putting it by the skateboard park, but it's kind of tight right there, so it's got an open area right south of the senior citizen park. There's no room around where you can walk and all in that area, right? By the bathroom? No, it's in between the. No, I'm just saying because you can walk and do some exercise. Yeah, you can walk and do some exercise. Yeah. So I just wanted the board to know that will be going on. The project is a value of $177,000. So
no, we don't have the minutes in here from last meeting.
All right, we'll move forward. All right, building permit, the Board of Adjustment, after Adams variance requesting the 27.2 to 8 foot from a new home at 505 C North Bayou Drive. Board of Adjustment, Meadow.
Yes, sir. As a board, we met to discuss the rear yard variance request from 27.2 to 8 foot for a new construction at 505 C North Bayou Drive. And after the discussion, the board adjustment granted the rear yard variance from 27.2 to 8 foot.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your board.
I move that we go by the Board of Adjustments, our various board recommendation.
Moved by Mike. Second by Kip. Any further discussion? So vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip.
Aye.
Willis.
Aye.
Lacy's absent. Mike.
Aye.
Aye, have it. Project status report. John, is John in here? He said he was gonna be here, so, well, let me go back. Occupation license, I don't have any. I skipped that. John, he's on his way. We defer this at the end of the meeting, so the council needs a motion. Move by Mike. Second by Kip. Any questions? Jody's absent. Kip. Aye. Willis. Aye. Lacy's absent. Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Agenda report.
So the first thing was 1504 South Bayou Drive. We had it, so that, as you know, the property was transferred to Mr. Walter Jr., and we believe that mortgage purchase Bryce made contact with Mr. Craig Stewart, who is an attorney who has finally agreed to represent him in these condemnation proceedings. So now we can effectuate service against the attorney, so service won't be a problem anymore. We sent him notice of a condemnation hearing for the first meeting in March, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is March the 4th.
Correct.
So they should be present at that meeting. But they were requesting that they have a meeting with the building inspector and the mayor ahead of time. So I think Bryce was trying to see if that would be a possibility, just to see what Mr. Seahan thinks needs to be addressed, and then to see, you know, maybe we might be able to get inside. Yeah,
I have no problem meeting with him, but we've been here several times, you know what this council wants, and what he needs to do.
right.
If it's, you know, he has to march forward, I mean, I don't mind meeting with him, but he knows what needs to be done, and I think the council is waiting him to do what he has to do.
I just, if we have to bring us to court one day, I would love to be able to tell a judge that we not only provided him notice as provided by law, but that we went above and beyond and met with him and met with the building inspector together to show him. That way, if he doesn't comply with it, all the more the judge is gonna say, okay, well, they really done their due diligence. So
Right, okay,
Bryce is working on that, arranging that meeting.
all right, just let us know what day.
Okay, council to discuss the approval of the ordinance regarding the request from Party Golf to revoke and set aside the dedication of a portion of Avenue H, south of Ridgewood Boulevard. So, I mean, we just had that public hearing, that's up to y'all, if y'all want to
Okay.
approve or disapprove the
Honestly,
ordinance.
What is the wish of the council? You wanna vote on it, fellas? Any further discussion? Need a motion to, either way?
A motion that we don't allow it, but
The motion made by Willis,
To leave it the way it is.
not to leave it like it is.
I'll second that.
Second by Kip. Any discussion? I know we had a public hearing, but I'll give it an option. Daniel, I heard your part. I said, you can voice it again, but I said, we heard your part. I said,
No, I don't need to watch it again, I think you understood it the first time.
all right. So, there's no other discussion, we'll vote on it. Julie's absent. Kip,
Aye.
Willis,
Aye.
Lacy's absent. Mike?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, Julie.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that the minutes are clear that the ordinance that was proposed in FD dedicated in, and the council is approving, like disapproving the ordinance that we presented not to be dedicated. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Yes.
Okay. Council to discuss the possibility of Tom Lane being turned back over to the town, awaiting formal requests and pictures of streets to be rededicated. So in January, after our last meeting, I think it was like the 29th, I sent y'all pictures from Sal. He went out and took pictures of the street, and he kind of gave us his thoughts on the street. That he felt like it was in a decent enough condition to be put back into the town system. Because understand, once that happens, we're gonna be responsible for maintenance and upkeep of the property. The mayor thought that we should contact GIS engineering, just from an engineer standpoint, so you can see from some of these pictures that the asphalt does have some cracks in it. So we contacted John went out or sent somebody out, and he said he felt like the street was in a decent condition, but that he had some concerns that while it was still with them, that we should obtain some sewage, drainage right of ways over the property before taking it back, because if we need to address drainage issues on that street, we need the right of ways. A new map is gonna have to be drawn in order to do that. The street doesn't go all the way 32-35, but the drainage goes backwards instead of forwards. So, John is gonna need to do a new map in order for us to do that. But the mayor felt, and Bryce and I have support the mayor's, opinion, that that is gonna cost money. Paying GIS engineering to go forward with doing this map, and we feel like it should be, if the landowner wants us to start maintaining the street back, then they can pay to have a map drawn so that we can get these right of ways taken care of. So that's kind of where we're at. So we'll be reaching out to the landowner to see about making that happen. Because I understand all the costs associated with it so far has been on the town. When it's their street to begin with. So just to give you just a little update about that process. Council to review and authorize the following policies to be added procedures, a communications policy, a grievance policy, and a hostile work environment policy. I believe that copies have been provided to you of each of the, so understand, we're not approving anything tonight. I really just wanted y'all to kind of see what we were proposing. We've gone through, I'll start with harassment. Previously we had a sexual harassment policy that was suggested by our auditors that we have in our policies and procedures. So in looking at other municipalities' policies and procedures, Bryce and I felt like instead of adding a hostile work environment policy, we would just revamp the sexual harassment policy and just make it harassment and sexual harassment. So kind of grouping the two together. So we're addressing hostile work environment in the sexual harassment portion and just revamping it. There's no reason we need to reinvent the wheel. So Bryce and I, like I said, we meshed several municipalities' procedures and LMA. LMA provides some guidance to municipalities about policies and procedures. And so if you look at the LMA policy, we use that one as a guide and kind of just pick the things that we liked about other municipalities' ones. So I would ask that you just review that. It's very, I would say, standard. And then I'll move on to the grievance policy. We use the LaFouche Parish Government and the Greater LaFouche Court Commission's grievance policies as a guide when drafting ours. I'll kind of give you just a short, so you don't have to read the whole thing, but it would be kind of a 3-step process where if the employee has a grievance, they would bring it to their immediate, they would bring it to their immediate supervisor. The supervisor would perform some sort of a fact-finding investigation and issue some sort of a decision. The employee initially on the form that we'll provide to them will have a portion to say the relief that they're actually seeking. And then if the employee is not satisfied with their immediate supervisor's decision, then they could go to the mayor directly. If the mayor, he'll perform his own investigation and look at what was considered, he would issue his own decision. That would be step 2. He would issue his own decision about what should happen with the grievance. And then if the employee was not satisfied with that, ultimately it would come to the council. And that would be the 3rd step. And any decision of the council would be binding, and that would be part of our policies and procedures. Understand that these policies and procedures would apply to all town employees, which would include employees of the police department. So Bryce and I were trying to play out different fact situations. You know, if an administrative employee had an issue with another administrative employee, how would that move up? And then if a police department employee had an issue with an administrative employee, how would that play out with the grievance policy? One thing, and Chief, it's just so many documents, but I can't seem to locate. I think that the police department has, I know you have your own policies and procedures, and whether your employees are subject to any sort of grievance policy just through the police department, I'm not sure, but the one that we would have would apply to y'all as well. So Bryce and I threw around several ideas, and this is just kind of stuff for y'all to chew on. We talked about maybe establishing 2 grievance policies, like one for the police department, one for, that way the chief could be the head of his department's grievances. The mayor would be in charge of his grievances, and if there was anything that was not decided, then the council would be above everybody, and they would be able to issue some sort of a decision. So Bryce and I threw that around. Understand what I've given you in writing does not reflect that last fact situation I just put out for you, but it would take a lot of drafting, and if y'all were not interested in that at all, I wasn't going to waste our time doing that. But I think that it could work. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else about that. I don't think so. The communications policy we have listed. Let me see if I can pull it up. Bryce made more edits on it than I did, so. And again, it was kind of that recommendation of some of our insurers that this would be something that we implement, and so, I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't pull it. So So the communications policy would say, that if the police department employees need to talk to administrative staff about it, about issues, like things going on, that we would do so via email, we would carbon copy. Right here, it says the mayor, but I mean, we could make it reciprocal, that's not a problem. It would not apply in cases of emergency or if there's imminent threats of bodily harm or property damage or during a parish, state, or federal declared state of emergency, because clearly we probably don't have electricity and email, nothing would be able to be accomplished. So I want y'all to review it. I don't know if you can send me your thoughts, about what you think. Okay, Dre, I like this about it, I don't like this about it. It's kind of just, we kind of just want to provide it to y'all so that you can review, and then you just let us know kind of how you feel about it, because then we can make another edit and present it to you again. So I'm sorry, that was a lot of information. Chief,
I think that if you move forward with the grievance policy, that if it is a police officer, even if it's a police officer within the police department, it still needs to go to the mayor, because it's the council that will be making the final decision. So if a police officer goes against a police officer, it comes to me, he does need to go.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Because to me, that's,
I'm glad you
because
mentioned
that's an administrative thing to me,
But
and it would wind up coming to the board.
if you look at the, spend some time with the grievance policy, I want you to understand that the grievance form that would be filled out and the decision made by the immediate supervisor, those forms are gonna have to be provided to you, the chief, the mayor, and Tracy as the town clerk to ensure that it's being placed in their personnel file. The question would be whether you want to be the ultimate decision maker about, about police problems, and then we go to the council, or do you think that you should be part of that decision-making process, and if they're not satisfied with you, then it goes to the mayor, then it goes to the council?
I think the way it would work is if there was gonna be any discipline, it has to come to the council anyway.
Right.
So it needs to go to the mayor.
Okay.
Even though the police department, it comes to me, there would be any complaints filed on the police officer from the public, or if it's departmental, it has to go to them, for them to,
And so we can definitely do that, but I just
I
want to make
would
sure that it's
recommend-
passing through you.
and he may say, I don't like that recommendation, how about this? Okay, that sounds better, then I go with his recommendation, that's what I present to the board.
Okay. We definitely gonna take that, because I mean, obviously, there's gonna need to be some revisions of it, but I do think that's something that Bryce might can look at.
Any other questions on the council? All right, Jerry, thank you.
Okay, let's see. And then council to consider approving changes to the payables purchases section of the policy procedures to adjust the asset keeper. I know that's a lot of words, but ultimately our legislative auditor has made the suggestion that we have an inter-office system that we track assets on. And so according to Tracy, we track assets, anything valued over $500 or $500 and above, which the price of everything is so expensive that we're having to track just everything. So she suggested, in an effort to just kind of free ourselves from some of that, to write in our policies and procedures that we would only include in an asset keeper if the value of the thing would be $2,000 or more. And so listen, I don't know anything about auditing, I don't know anything about asset tracking keeper or whatever, but I can tell you that I always defer to what the auditor is going to say, and if that's her recommendation, then I would suggest that we follow that. So I think Tracy included that. You'll see red at the bottom, that would be the addition to our policies and procedures. And it literally just says, if it's 2,000 or more, we're gonna keep track of it. So the council can vote on that. If y'all wanna consider it more, we can defer it till next meeting. I know that this is something that just kind of brought up.
You go with that? I get a move. Motion made by Mike to put it up to $2,000, second by Willis. Any further questions? Any questions from the audience? Now we'll vote on it. Joey's absent. Kim? Aye. Willis? Ace is absent. Mike? Aye. Aye, all right, Jerry.
Okay, that is all that I have on this.
All right, Chief, go ahead.
Update on speed humps for Sherman Lane and Dorset, Washington, and Pershing Street. Sheriff's Office did do some assessments, I just haven't received any of the reports as of yet. Police Department equipment dash cams, they're still expected May of '24. I checked, but LPS sort of put speed readers on my drive, or I can get one possibly from the GLPC. They're all being used right now. As soon as one is available, they'll see, when they can come bring it to us. Police employee benefits, last meeting, the mayor had asked me to go through it. I believe his staff had done a good bit of it with Jure. So
Guys, we didn't kind of use the mayor, the chief's guidance about what other officers were looking at with neighboring municipalities. So council, you'll see, like, we did comparative pay, health benefits, what would be the cost for an employee to add their family to the health benefits, what retirement system they're participating in, and kind of what their schedule is.
And speaking of the benefits right here, this is just 100%, but I wanna see what the last meeting, Councilman Latchley had said that maybe a percentage would work. So I just did, let's say the town would pay 75%, the employee would pay $324.56 a month, which could save the town, some money, would save 324 plus, if every employee would get it, so that'd be $3,200 a month savings, but it would still be more than what we're paying now. I mean, those are options. It's really up to the council, I guess, or whatever decisions y'all would want to do, but those are the numbers. Right now, the employee only, the town pays $701.74. So if you look at the employee and family, the last one, that's minus that 701 what the town was already paying. So that 1298 would be what the town would have to pay more per employee. So we have a total of 10 employees, so it'd be $12,980.22 to have all employees. Per month. So those are different options. I think it needs more discussion. You know, if you have questions or.
Well, like you say, I think we need to have more discussion, because there's two councilmen not here.
Yeah.
So we need to get to them, so if y'all feel we would study for 2 weeks and discuss it in the next meeting.
Yeah.
Y'all good with that? Motion made by Mike?
No,
Well,
I'm gonna make a motion, but I wanna, add to what you say. So, if we're gonna consider this, and like I say, and this is my opinion only, if we're gonna consider this, we need to make sure that the spouses don't have insurance somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, that's, a lot of companies are starting to go that route. You can't double dip, you can't get insurance here, you can't get insurance with 2 different places, so that's gonna have to be taken into consideration also.
That's some good discussion.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
But like I say, I make a motion that we table it for
Okay,
at least 2 weeks.
there's a motion made by Mike, first and second by Willis, we'll vote on it, Jody's absent, Kip, Willis.
Aye.
Lace is absent, Mike.
Aye.
Yeah, ayes have it. All right. Go ahead, chief.
Council to authorize chief to hire a police officer. I did have a police officer resign last week, so I'm down to me and my assistant chief, because the other 2 that I hired, we're gonna be going to the police academy. If y'all agree to hire another police officer to put me at full staff, that one is also going to the academy. So I'm just asking for a request that I would be able to hire another police officer.
And when you said full staff, that's you 4 and you, right?
Yes, sir.
This one's good.
So do I say who he is? And
You can.
so I would like to hire Bobby Westovich. He passed all of his tests that's required by the town. He would need to be sent to the police academy, which starts on February 26, 2024. Starting pay would be $15.50 per hour. With the raise, it's to $17.50 per hour once he passes police academy. And after passing the police academy, the officer would be on 1-year probation. After 1-year probation is over, $19 per hour pay is requested.
There's a recommendation and proposal made by the chief, we need a motion if you wanna move forward with it. Moved by Kip,
Second.
second by Mike, any further discussions? No further discussion, we're going on, Jody's absent, Kip, Willis,
Point of information, this is my granddaughter's husband now.
Mhm.
Am I allowed to?
I've heard. It's too cool. Your granddaughter's husband? Mhm. If he abstains, is it not a, is it scheduled as a vote of majority? I think you have to abstain.
okay, abstain,
It's on the
Willis.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you still got enough votes, I mean, still got two, if you was abstain, you still got two other people.
Right. I just want to err on the side of caution. I would just leave
I
it
think it'd be the right thing to do.
Right,
Yeah.
Let me do that just in case.
right.
Willis abstain, Mike?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it, all right, good luck, where you at, I see you.
Good luck, guys.
All right, chief.
Council to authorize chief to hire chief requesting council to vote on 5 full-time police positions for the police department. This has been brought up at the last couple of meetings to have 5 full-time officers. It's whatever the wishes of the council is, we could use it, I think it would be beneficial to the town. Only issue is budgetary, but I think having this 5th police officer on the force would be beneficial to us, and I think that the police department would be able to do what it needs to do to survive for the town.
I'm moving your authorize.
Make a motion to authorize?
Yes, sir.
Need a second?
Second.
Second by Mike, up for discussion. I guess, I'm not against it, I don't think anybody in this room is against a 5th or a 6th
How
officer.
many you got now?
5 with the
You
chief.
just wanna add one more?
All right.
Well, and part of the issue is that we have one that is still considered.
But again, where you find, the budgetary of it, you know what I'm saying? Where do you get the money to pay for it? And you don't know what sales tax or what property tax will be bringing in the next year or two, you know what I'm saying? Chief, but still support of the police department and hiring, but where do we get the money? You know what I'm saying? You figure an officer, and I'm just throwing it out there, base out 52,000, maybe. Base out
Benefits, everything.
everything, then you gotta look at administration costs, you're probably looking at another 45,000. Then you're looking at another unit, before you know it, it's $150,000 for another officer. You know what I'm saying? And where do we find the money for it? I think around this table and people in the building, we do support the police department, we want more police protection, but I think we need to figure out where we get the money. I mean, that's the only concern, and I'm glad you recognize that, chief, budgetary part of it, So, that's just my thought as the mayor, and, but keeping on the money that we have. We have a rainy fund, but we have projects going on, and projects, I can go on and on, but we got matching funding projects. I mean, we got a big project for Mike going on, he has a matching fund of, where's that? Anyhow, we got that. I'm on right here. 200, Mike got come up with 203,000. We got another 420,000, infrastructure. We got mitigation project, the seawall, we got a match 875,000, you know what I'm saying? So our rainy fund money is used to move forward and improve our infrastructure, which I know police protection is very important, so, but there's a lot of expense out there that we don't talk about it, you know what I'm saying, until it becomes up time to vote. So we probably looking at, $1.5 million of matching funds at the time to come up with. If you be buying a unit, that's a one-time cost. This is every monthly cost, then we talk about insurance. So you gotta put it all together. I know there's a motion in a second, it's up to the council, but where we find the money to pay for it.
But we still have the right later on that if we see it's below our budget and we can't afford it, we still.
Well, we know it's over our budget, before we even vote on it. We know it's over our budget.
The things that would be beneficial would be in a situation like this, it wouldn't just be assistant chief and I. So right now, we have nobody with them going to the academy, it's us two till they get out of the academy, so it's starting Monday, it's him and I till June 28th. We have no other police officers out and about. He can't work straight. I'm not gonna be able to work straight. I'm working some with the sheriff's office and harbor police. With that, if we had that fifth or let's say that even sixth officer, then we wouldn't be in the position we are in right now. We'd still be technically full staff, or we could have a day shift, a night shift, two guys off to have a day shift and a night shift. But let's say we were full staff at 6 people, then we'd have an extra person running around at night, doing things where you can have one down the streets, one on the back road, one on the front road, but that's all speculative. You don't know if that's gonna generate the funds to actually sustain 6 police officers. Perfect world, it would be nice to be able to do, then we could tackle some of the other issues that we had in town, the thefts, the patrolling down the streets that, complaints have been coming in, that they don't see us here or there, that would benefit that. I did notice that the last week I'll have the new guys just riding around. I ride my unit, they ride their unit, they're all over the place. I'm able to do some of my administrative stuff, so people are seeing us a lot more because we do have 2 people roaming around. So it would be beneficial to the town, but like the mayor said, it's a budgetary issue.
Would, I don't know, just spitball here, would, like a trial base would be an option?
Well, Trump, you hire someone, they quit their job to come.
Right, that's why I said I'm just spitballing and throwing it out, trial bases
It
or.
wouldn't be fair to that person.
Exactly, that's why I said I'm just
You
spitballing.
gotta tell me yes,
It would be nice if I had more people that wanted to be reserved and not get paid
That's
for
what I
a whole
was,
shift.
exactly what I was thinking, that's what we're filling the gap, but we don't have reserve right now.
Correct,
And you need is a full-time hit the ground running person.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
Not
it's
someone
not
else
someone
sitting
that can
there.
go to the academy.
Will the people be able to give y'all breaks on the weekends, the ones going to the academy, so you haven't have time off?
Can't cut them loose on their own, they can't make arrests, they can't write tickets, they're not certified. We're training them right now, and if they come on the weekends, they're gonna continue to be trained for when they get out of the academy. As Ms. Tracy said, they're gonna hit the ground running. That's the plan, but it's gonna be a long road. I'm just trying to exhaust all possibilities to see how our situation is gonna be between assistant chief and I.
Okay, any further discussions? Tom?
I know that we also have some part-time officer positions that we could fill. Could we look into that avenue too, instead of having a full-time officer, we have somebody from the sheriff's office, a court commissioner that wants to come in and make an extra 15, 20 hours that he could work the weekend or whatever.
So I did check with them, they do not allow their employees to be dual commissioned. So they couldn't come and work as a Golden Meadow police officer, but that's something that I'm gonna bring up and I'm gonna actually put on the agenda after I finish my agenda.
Okay, we'll go ahead and vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip?
Aye.
Willis? Lacy's absent. Mike?
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. All right, go ahead, let's move forward.
All right. Police stats for January 2024. We had 802 calls for service. We had 107 cases. We had 66 citations and 5 arrests. Now the 66 citations were actual citations, but a majority of them were double citations, double fines on the citation. Councilman Blazon said asked me to kind of break it down a little bit. In the month of January, we had 1 theft, which was shoplifting. We had 1 drug case. We had 5 arrests, and 1 arrest was for drugs. The 2 were disturbing the peace, which was the same person, and 1 was contempt of court. We had 5 animal complaints, 2 suspicious vehicles, which didn't have any suspicious persons, which would be according to the loitering ordinance. We only had technically 2 of those type of complaints. We did have a suicide. We had 1 break-in and entering. We assisted LPSO 3 times on their complaints. We had 1 complaint with a juvenile. We unlocked 4 vehicles. We had 521 extra patrols, which means the officers, during the shift, when they drive around, they log it into the computer where they go. We had 570 extra patrols. 41 of those times was down BNR lane, and that's not to mention the times they pass down the lanes that they don't mark that they're passing down the lanes. So that comes out with everything from our calls for service. That's an average of 1.078 logs per hour. The officers every hour are logging something that they're doing and where they're at, and that's for the month of January. Is that the breakdown you were looking for, Councilman?
Way more.
Okay.
Thank you, Dave.
Chief,
Right, Chief, anything else?
I don't know. Yesterday, when I was coming back to town, and then, believe it or not, I saw a state trooper patrolling.
That's weights and standards. They're stopping only 18-wheelers.
Okay.
They checking their paperwork and stuff. Town of Guatemala stays a good place because they have good wide shoulders. Traffic's not passing 65 like they do north of us, so they feel safer pulling them over in town.
Yeah, cause I noticed on my way out, there was a state trooper stopping an 18-wheel.
Yes,
And I said, he really must be breaking the law.
that's weights and standards. They
When
stop
I
them
came
all.
back, he was in the video back right
They
as
stop.
we get into town.
They stop them all. I'd like to add something to the agenda.
Chief.
I'd like to add a possible detail to hire officers that work for the sheriff's office or harbor police at a detail rate to work for us,
Okay,
which is something like part-time.
all right, need a motion made by Mike,
Second.
second by Willis, audience once, audience twice, audience three times, we'll vote on it, Jody's absent, Kip, Willis,
Aye.
Stacy's absent, Mike,
Aye.
ayes have it, go ahead, Chief.
So I did speak to the chief of harbor police. He's willing to assist us and give us some of his time on his own. He said he's willing to come patrol Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. He says he might not be able to give us the full 12-hour shift, but he'll come do it on his own whenever we need some breaks and stuff. I also proposed to him, I said, I understand the detail rate for harbor police is 40 an hour, 10 for the unit, so that's $50 an hour. Sheriff's office is comparable. I said, would the officers be willing to come for $30 an hour, which is still cheaper than paid assistant chief overtime. You get me for free. And he said if the board would pass something like that, he'll pass it off to his guys. They'll patrol in the harbor police unit, handle complaints in town. I said, I'm not requiring them to issue citations, but if they want to, I'll give them a ticket book if they so choose. So he's gonna ask the executive director for a quarter, that would be fine. The only thing is the town would have to cut the officer the check. It would be going to the port commission, would go direct to the officer. And he'd be responsible for his 1099 at the end of the year.
Okay, let's do this, I'll let attorney draw up something, Chief.
Like a memorandum of understanding with him, okay?
Correct. Before you do all of that, I wanna check with the chief to make sure that port commission's fine with it.
Okay,
Because he needs to check with his boss.
well, and his lawyer is our lawyer.
Correct. Correct.
So, you know, if the chief gets everything clear,
Yes, sir.
we need to make a motion for our attorney to move forward with an agreement or whatever word you wanna use on it.
Yes, sir.
Moved by Willis, second by Kip, any further questions? Vote on it,
Okay, I'll say Johnson, aye.
Jody's absent, Kip. Willis.
Aye.
Lacy's absent, Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, Chief, you got anything else?
I said, Mayor, thank you.
I got one thing to ask, again, just spitball here, if this goes through, would this fit our budget better, doing something like this in hiring a fifth officer?
Wouldn't have benefits that you.
You would see some money.
You know, with this, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm just, again, like I said, I'm just spitballing, that's kind of what I was getting at with Kyle, with the part-time as well, and my question, I just out there like words, but, you know, I'm looking, we definitely need the help. I mean, I come home today to my wife, grandkids locked in the house pretty much, because they got inside their old people with backpacks hanging out in front of my house, you know what I mean? I also get the business aspect, the budget side. That's why I say, like with this part-time, if this goes through, might fit the budget better than a full-time officer. You know,
If this could be prolonged, that would be nice. I mean, this is the best that I think the town could offer.
yeah.
outside help, and it'd be, seeing if they'd be willing to come and do it. You know, cause some officers, they're gonna work their shift, and if they can work for their department, they're gonna be making the overtime there, and only coming here, but if we can get, you know, I would hope for 5, 6, 7 days a month would be nice, even more would be even better, more shifts. Just to do it, and the part-time would be nice if somebody wanted part-time, that would be the ultimate, then they don't get benefits. Then we're just paying that hourly, you know, you could even pay a part-timer, you know, more than a regular employee, because they don't get benefits, and it's not costing the town money. I mean, those are all options that would have to come true, people would have to step up and say, I wanna do this.
All right, we move forward, so you got there?
Yes, sir.
All right, old business, Hurricane Ida, repairs. Pumping station building, tank installation, will take place within the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months. The final project has been obligated, receive funds with a work complete date, February 2025. Pumping station behind the Eagle and Floodgate at the park, electrical box at the pumping station, street and caution signs, lift station and sewer plants, town hall and fuel canopy, pumping station and equipment shed, basketball pavilion, canopy next to the senior citizen, projects completed, request removal from the agenda. Moved by Mike, second by Kip. Any further questions? We'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip. Willis. Lacy's absent. Mike. Ayes have it.
Mayor, I have one thing, just to update the council about some of these projects. We, the fencing project, and Tracy, correct me if I'm wrong, but the north and south treatment.
Sewer stations and sewer plants.
Right, that and the fencing project. We've been talking to Mr. Ernie Anderson, the powerhouse, and the Brandon Borges guy with the Salter Group to kind of see like what's going on there. And we've made some progress. I think that we are just gonna confirm with Mr. Anderson that I think at next council meeting, we'll see if we can revoke awarding them the bids on that project, because there seem to have been some issues with like the bids received not being completely responsive to our request. So I think we'll go out on those projects for bid again. Mr. Borges is reviewing our bid packet to make sure it is encompassing everything that it needs to encompass. That way we can kind of get these projects moving a little bit. So I just wanted to let you know that we're working behind the scenes on that.
Okay, thanks. All right, we'll move forward. Christmas light inventory, we ordered the replacements. It was paid by FEMA, I think it's like $33,000 for Christmas lights. Copy Corporal boat, drainage canal debris removal. Senior citizen private building, 50% rule requested pending CRC review. Swimming pool, pool pump building, swimming pool bathhouse, combined into one project for possible alternate project. 50% ruling pending the initial development. Fruits Parish Hurricane Ida recovery grant began to submit invoices as they are completed to meet the deadline of the 6th to 30th, 24. I think collected a few dollars on that these last couple of weeks.
We were able to submit back up for about 20,000 of the 205, so we're starting to chip away at that number.
Okay, attempting to get prices to repair the asphalt at Ridgewood Boulevard, Ducey Drive, Norman Street, Barrios, and Hillstock to provide an estimate. I think everybody had a copy of the estimate. A little expensive, you know. The Udo Streets, Barrios was $299,877,045. Huey stock is $152,887.50. Spoke to the parish president, I forwarded this information to him today, and he assured me there's a project coming in the middle of the year or the third quarter of this year. All these projects we've been sending in and emailing, and he said it's on the list of when they come do some patchwork, so. But again, these so expensive, might as well get a cost on it.
Could you read those numbers again?
Stock, barrier was $299,877, 45 cents. Stock Hill was $152,887.5. I think we take that off the agenda, well, not the prices, but we leave the street repairs on. All right, where we at? Council consider authorizing the mayor to purchase online trash cans for the park waiting on possibility recreation district funding expected in February 2024. Garbage cans were ordered by LRD three, today. They will be delivered to the warehouse, hopefully within a month, so we paid the whole amount.
They ordered about 20.
$25 garbage cans. Okay, next, let's wait until we get it. The LGAB application submitted 11/13/2023, results expected July and August 24. Okay, combination hearing process, South Central Planning. The floor is yours, Tom.
Thank you. First one is BC 1023. This is a property that, condemnation orders have been issued. The second one on the second order, is, has 30 days from February 5th to tear down or repair. That's, the due date of March 15th or after. There's no action necessary at this time. The next one is BC 1024. Condemnation order was issued with a date of tear down or repair set for March 1, 2024. There is an update on the property to be given by our CEO, but other than the update report, no action is necessary.
And demolition is complete, everything removed from the property.
Okay, ready? Okay. Make a motion to remove it from the agenda. Move by Mike, second by Kip. Any questions? If not, we'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip? Willis? Stacy's absent. Mike? Ayes have it.
All right, BC 1026, condemnation order was issued on October 16, 2023, with a deadline for repair and demolition set for November 20th to 23. Council extended the deadline for demolition to February 20th, 2024. The council has accepted demolition bids. I believe this property has an update to be given by our CEO, with a decision to be made by the council on how it wishes to proceed.
Yes, sir. Demolition is still ongoing, the building is down, they still have a lot of, building material on the property with the dumpster that's there. And I went this morning, the dumpster was full, so they still working on it, but demo's still ongoing.
How much time the council would want to give them?
They give them like 30 days last time.
If within 30 days, if you do something, I think we're gonna.
They might be, when I went today, the follow-up was from, January 22nd.
Like to me, it looked like it was that dumpster to be thrown, and the owner was here last meeting, and I'm guessing, I'm just speculating here, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but if he could get the dumpster cleaned out, he would be able to pick and choose what he wants to keep it through.
Yeah, if they get the dumpster cleaned out, they may have maybe another dumpster and have to just.
Well, again, how much time the council wants to give them?
I say we give them I move that we give them to the second meeting in March.
March 18th, there's a motion made by Mike, second by Willis. Any further discussion? Now we'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip? Willis?
Yes.
Lacy's absent. Mike?
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right.
Okay, BC 1029, council requested bids, that were due for February 5, 24. Bid was awarded to BU Construction for $14,500. However, there was a party that was interested in purchasing a portion of the building, which may very well modify the bid dimensions.
Right, and so I provided, can I say who it is?
Yes.
Okay, Joey Redstock is structures on the property. There's a kind of front brick building, and then there's a warehouse in the back. Joey's interested in potentially renting the warehouse portion, and so I sent him the building inspector's report so that he can see what repairs would need to be made to it in order for it to be salvaged. And so he's reviewing it to the best of my knowledge. We would have to obviously go out for bid again because the bid included the demolition of everything. So I don't know, Mr. Seaman, if maybe we can schedule a meeting between you and Mr. Joey together, that way we can just go over what needs to be done, so Mr. Joey can make an educated decision as to whether he wants to make that investment or not. Is that okay, Mayor?
I'm fine with that, I mean, we built it in two parts, the second part is still in good shape, but then the town don't wanna break good buildings down, but we work with the property owner, we try to work with them. With the council, which is the council, try to see if Joey can work out a deal with that.
Okay, and so I'll schedule a meeting between Mr. Seaman and Mr. Joey. So I don't know if maybe we can like reset it on the agenda for like, what would y'all want the return date to be?
Second meeting in March.
Second meeting in March, are y'all okay with that? Okay.
Moved by Mike, second meeting in March, report. Second by Skip. Any further discussion? If not, we'll vote on it. Joey's absent, Kip. Willis. Casey's absent, Mike. Thank you, Joey.
Right, BC 1030, condemnation order was issued against one of the owners, Polly Sherry. Service was never been able to be effectuated as against various trusts who on the other half of the property. We still have not gotten green cards back or have any information with respect to service on the trusts. We would request at this time that an ad hoc attorney be appointed to represent the absentee owner / trust, but we can't go forward tonight with the condemnation.
Okay, any motion to go with recommendation, Tom?
I move.
Moved by Mike. Second by Willis. Any questions? Any further questions? Now we'll vote on it. Joey's absent. Kip. Willis. Casey's absent. Mike. Ayes have it. Go ahead, Tom.
BC 1031, a condemnation order was issued giving the owner 30 days to demo or repair. Update on this property is due on March 4th, 2024. No action is necessary. BC 1032, the property was condemned with a repair or demolition being completed within 30 days. For February 2024, we have an update report from our CPIs to commission the property.
Follow-up inspection from January 31st, no changes have been made since that inspection, so it's our recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
Mr. Mike Colley with Langlo is present here, so Mr. Mike, would you like to address the council?
Please.
Yes.
What made it look like no action was taken, to the building itself, no action was taken. We did clean up everything outside. We were cleaning up the inside, working with our people to get their stuff out. And we do have a contractor who's giving us a price on demolishing versus trying to salvage it. So we're still waiting on that, so I'd like to request a 30-day extension if possible.
All right. Request. Make a motion. Moved by Willis to give 30 days extension.
I'll say.
Need a second by Kip. Any further discussion? No further discussion. We're voting on it. Jody's absent. Kip. Willis. Lacy's absent. Mike. Ayes have it. Thank you, Mike.
So that'll be the March 18th meeting.
Okay.
March 18th.
Okay. Next item is BC 1033. Condemnation order was issued on this property, giving the property owner 30 days to repair or demolish. The update on this property is for March 4th, 2024. No action is necessary on this item. The next one is item BC 1036. A condemnation hearing was set for February 5th, 2024. Council gave owners an additional 30 days to make improvements to the property, requiring the owner to appear on March 4th, 2024 with an update. No action is necessary at this time on this item. BC 1037, a condemnation order was issued and demolition bids were awarded on February 5th, 2024. Council has given the owners 30 days to perfect a sale on the property with a new update report due on March 18th. No action is necessary at this time. BC 1038, this property is in litigation. The town council is working with the property owner's attorneys. I'd also like to make a personal statement that at the last council meeting, the council did condemn this property at my recommendation. However, through inadvertence and error, I will say that we proceeded improvidently, improperly, in that there was not proper service made against the agent of the property, and that it wasn't personal service. It was domiciliary service, and when you're serving an LLC, it has to be personal. So I would request that condemnation decision be rescinded, as it, on my advice, recommended that they move forward, but it's improper.
Recommendation, Mr. Tom, motion by Kip, second by Willis, any further discussion? We'll vote on it, Jody's absent, Kip, Willis, Casey's absent, Mike? Aye. Aye, have it, Tom?
My apologies to the mayor and
That's
council.
all right.
BC 1039, condemnation order was issued, giving the owners 30 days to demolish or repair with a deadline of February 20th, 2024. We have an update by our CEO.
Can you hold up a minute on this, Tom?
I'm sorry.
Can you hold up a minute, I got a comment before we go to the next one? This, Mr. Blazon's demolishing building, we put the debris on the roadside. And the neighborhood started to add more trash to it. I'd like the council to vote on it, send Mr. Blazon's a letter saying he has, at his cost, to remove the debris because waste management is not gonna pick it up. It's a motion made by Willis.
Second.
Second by Mike. Any further discussion?
Mayor, can you give me the full name of Mr. Prism?
Yeah, Richie,
Richard.
Okay,
he's on there.
okay, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the last one we were doing or this one, so this the Richard Prism.
Richard and Maison,
And Keisha.
How much time do you wanna give?
Give him a week. He's gonna mess up the neighborhood like that and he lives out of town, give him a week. That's my recommendation.
That's what I'll put in the motion, so we have to allow 1 week to remove the trash, so we'll take the necessary steps to do what we have to do.
All right, the motion made by Willis. Second by Kip. Is that what-
It was me. I second.
Anyone on that, Mike? Second by Mike. We'll vote on it. Jody absent, Kip, abstain. Willis.
Aye.
Lacy, absent, Mike.
Aye.
Thank y'all.
Let's move on to BC 1040, a condemnation order was issued with a 30-day deadline to repair or demolish, the deadline being February 2024. We have an updated report by our CEO.
As a follow-up inspection from January 31st, homeowner continues to make progress in dismantling the structure and the interior contents and was actively working on it the time of this inspection. So if the progress stops, then our recommendation is to proceed with the condemnation, but if it continues to progress, then, advise the council to, give it 30 days. Yeah, give it time.
Moved by Kip, here 30 days. I like second, I don't need a second on it. Need a second. Second by Willis. All right, Ron.
Okay, so, we breaking down some more walls, we're getting stuff. And, at the end of this month, I'll leave, I go to work for 2 weeks. So I won't be able to do that for 2 weeks. Maybe, 45 days, another 60 days revisit. I'm progressing. I don't see where it's gonna take me much longer. That I'm gonna have this stuff out the building and I'll start taking the metal panels off the roof and continue dismantling the building.
Okay, the wishes of the council, we give you 30 days, and give you another 30 days if you work on it, it's up to the council. You know what I'm saying, Brian? What the wishes of the council? Y'all stick with the motion or?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you make it happy, rather than get it done, you know?
Okay, so, all right, is, comments, we'll vote on it. Jody's absent, Skip, Willis, Lacy's absent, Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, council.
BC 1041.
Yes.
1041. A combination order was issued with a 30-day deadline to repair or demolish. The deadline being set for February 20, 2024. We have an update by our CEO.
So the demolition is continuing on this building. There's still a bunch of material on site, so the demolition should continue until all the material is removed from the property.
Did he ever show up for the combination hearing?
If I remember, did he call or something? Did he call you, Chris?
I believe he had spoken to Mr. Lashley at some point and said that they're dismantling this house to move it and.
That was me.
But, oh, it was you?
That was me.
Sorry, yeah.
I tried calling him again when I saw it was back on the agenda. I didn't get an answer, but, I mean, that was the plan last time we talked and we gave him the time.
There was no improvements since last time you went?
They're just taking it down kind of section by section. From the last time we went out, there was still maybe 2/3 of the house there, now there's 1/3 of it left. So they are making progress on the demo of it, but it's still not completely gone yet.
I'd like to make a motion that since you progress like that for another 30 days, please.
Motion made by Willis to give another 30 days, in a second. Second by Kip, any questions, if not, we'll vote on it. Jody's absent, Kip, Willis, Lacy's absent, Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay.
Okay, condemnation, BC 1042, a condemnation order is issued with a 30-day deadline to repair or demolish. The deadline being for February 20, 2024. We have an update by our CEO.
Follow up from January 31st. As far as the building goes, no changes have been made, but the abandoned vehicle is gone. So it's our recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
All right, is there a good?
I move we proceed with the condemnation.
And I'll second.
Moved by Mike, to proceed, second by Kip, any further questions?
Go out for bid.
No other questions, we'll vote on it. Jody's absent, Kip, Willis, Lacy absent, Mike.
Aye.
We're going out for bids.
We're hoping that big win.
BC 1045, condemnation hearing is set for February 20, 2024. The CEO has an update report for the council's consideration.
Demolition is complete, no material has been removed.
All right, we need a motion to remove from the agenda. Moved by Willis,
Second.
second by Kip. Any questions? Now we'll vote on it. Jody's absent, Kip, Willis, Lacy's absent, Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, proceed.
That was 1045.
Yes.
Yeah.
1046, condemnation hearing is set for February 20, 2024. We have an update by our CEO for the council's consideration.
Follow-up inspection from January 22nd, no changes have been made. The site has been, the grass has been cut. I actually met with Mr. St. Pierre today. Said he does have the building for sale, but he would just sell it as is if somebody would buy it from him like that. As it says now, it's still in a mineral state, so it's our recommendation to move forward with the condemnation.
All right, there's a recommendation from the building inspector. Mr. Jeremy, you have a few words, sir.
Just a correction, I was not served any notice till the 27th of January, not the 21st. Is when I received the notice, but this needs to be corrected as per minutes. And also, I am in the process of getting quotes to tear the building down.
Okay.
I started cleaning it up first thing today and trying to find some help to help clean it up, but can't find anybody to work. I'm trying to do it by myself.
Looking for a contractor?
Looking for anybody, I've got one quote and I'm not paying $30,000.
I didn't say it was cheap, but I just said we need a contract.
Well, but 30,000 was one quote I got.
So there's several contracts,
Contractor working down there.
there's several contracts that you give you some names to, probably get a price, you know?
Yes.
Give it Tracy tomorrow.
I'll be out of town tomorrow, so.
Was that?
I'll be out of town tomorrow.
Okay. But anyhow, what is the council?
I'll move that we move forward.
Motion made by Mike to move forward. Need a second?
I don't get a 30-day reprieve.
Sir?
I don't get a 30-day reprieve. Or I don't get an extra 30 days.
That's not what you voted on.
So everybody else got 30 days, but I don't get 30 days.
But everybody else was moving forward.
I am moving forward.
Okay, well,
As the gentleman said, I'm sorry, clearing out here by myself.
would they continue moving forward?
Well, and you just decided to condemn my building.
Yeah. Cause that
Why
was
don't I get
the,
the 30 days?
that was the recommendation to condemn it.
All these other people recommended to condemn, but they got 30 days.
But they were doing something.
I'm doing something as of
And
yesterday.
continue doing it. I'm
But
not telling you to
still
stop doing
condemning
it.
my building.
I'm telling you to stop doing it.
But you offered to condemn it.
I
And
did,
voted
I
on it.
did.
Okay, he made a motion at the same time.
I didn't get a second.
We're treating everybody equal, Jeremiah. The thing is, by the time we go through the process, you might have your building torn down, you know what I'm saying? But we need to go through the process.
And I will say this, the properties that, the 30 extra days, those properties have been condemned.
Right, we never condemned yours yet.
And we have just this, to make it, put it out there, we have done this for other people, move forward like on Mike's motion. And like Mike said, you still got time before the process really goes through. We just moving ahead with what South Central Planning wants us to do. And there's still time in the, like the mayor said, there's still time before the dominoes fall where you have a chance to get something done. And by next meeting, if you're still making progress, if I'm gonna give you 30 days again.
But as of right now, I don't have 30 days. You all can condemn it tonight.
We are gonna condemn it tonight.
But it don't mean you're gonna tear it
It
down
don't mean we're
tomorrow
gonna-
morning.
yes.
No,
Yeah, I was
before,
thinking
let me
of
tell you,
everybody.
let me tell you, before the council votes to tear your building down, you're gonna be notified, and you're gonna better come to the meeting, defend yourself. Then they can say, well, we'll give you 30 days.
Okay.
That's how we do it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's agreeable, but the way I understood it, I know it's
Yeah,
condemned.
you hear the
And
word,
y'all can condemn it tomorrow.
yeah, you heard the word condemn, but it takes a while to get to that.
This is Jeremiah,
But
everyone.
everybody else was given 30-day notice,
You eventually.
and it wasn't given 30-day notice to me tonight.
Right, but your time's gonna come.
It was voted on to give them 30 days tonight, but I was
I
not.
know, but they went through the process that you're going through right now.
Okay.
This is Jeremiah, everyone in this book, take it down.
It's scary from what they're saying, but, yeah, we on, I think, 2 months or maybe 3 months since we've been condemned, and we're still in the process of working, and they haven't shown up yet to tear down my building.
All right, there's a motion, anybody second it? Kip seconded, we'll vote on it, there's no further discussion, Jody's absent, Kip, Willis, Lacy's absent, Mike,
Aye.
ayes have it. Okay, move forward.
Okay, BC 1047, there's a condemnation hearing set for February 2024. We only have service on one owner, namely Monica Yoss. We do not have service on Mr. John Yoss. We would recommend moving forward with the condemnation as against Monica Yoss, with a new notice of condemnation hearing being sent to John, for March 18th, 2024. We do have an update report by our CBO to be considered by the council, for the condemnation as against Monica Yoss only.
And, the demolition of the building is complete and all the building material is removed from the site.
All right, we'll go to the agenda.
Never mind.
Make a motion to remove it?
Yes. For the agenda. Second by Willis. Any further questions? We'll vote on it, Jody's absent, Kip, Willis, Lacy's absent, Mike,
Aye.
ayes have it, okay.
Okay, BC 1050, this matter was set for condemnation hearing for February 2024. However, no service has been made. The council may recall the owners appeared at a prior meeting showing that they desire to either sell, demo, or rebuild. In any event, we cannot move forward with condemnation for lack of service. However, our CBO can provide an update on the status of the condition of the property.
Yeah, just on the condition of the property, nothing has changed, from the inspection I went out on January 22nd.
So, these people, I believe, live in Lafayette, it's a couple.
Yeah.
We served them before, but they didn't, but because it got postponed until the 20th, we don't have good service on for this hearing. So we have a couple of options. One, we can try to go through the judicial type of the service, through Golden Meadow, we would send it to Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, etc. Or we can attempt the green card again.
You ever seen the green card that is accepted?
Well, it didn't get signed. I tell you that.
He said it the first time, but you should accept it the second time.
Yeah, we might have.
Did you guys ask for it?
Yeah, they saw what it was the first time and didn't sign for it the second time. Not being facetious, but at any rate, we can, personally, I would like to see if we could have the chief, I think this, it's more timely.
That's good.
And it's better controlled.
Need a motion to move forward? Move by Willis, second by Kim, any further discussion? We'll vote on it. Joe is absent, Kim. Willis. Lacy's absent, Mike.
Aye.
All right, Tom, that's all you have on this one?
That's all I have on board business.
All right, new business. Council consider approving January 2024 budget to actual finance report. Need a motion? Move by Willis. Second by Kip. We'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip. Willis. Lacy's absent. Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Consider the council to authorize payment of an invoice to Scott Auto Repair for a 2019 Chevy Tahoe PD04 in the amount of $5,809.67. Need the council approve because we spent over $5,000. Moved by Willis, second by Kip. Any further discussion? Okay, we'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip. Willis. Lacy's absent. Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Council discuss the next action for a tree located on Richie Green property after a letter came back from undelivered. Jerry, this is,
Yeah, I wanted to update the council, this should be going up for public sale very soon. In Meadow, cause we got a judgment against him, and then you get a judgment against somebody, have the property go up to the public sale to satisfy the lien that the town has against Mr. Green now. And so I expect that it's probably gonna be up for sale in March, I believe. If not, it'll be April, but we already started that process. So while I can't, we won't be able to effectuate service on Mr. Green, I can research exactly what we would have to do, but he's not around for us to be able to do that. Mr. Green.
But are the trees an issue? If they're a danger to the neighbors, we need to remove
So what
without
I'll do,
servicing Mr. Green.
so what I'll do is I'm gonna look into how we proceed in that proceeding without there be able to be serving the landowner. But what I'm saying is there's about to be a new landowner, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel, definitely.
how about we do this, how about the council pass a motion, take care of that tree, whoever buys the property is gonna already have the letter.
Right,
I mean, try to get ahead of it.
yeah, I just don't think you're prejudicing anybody.
10 years we've been hearing you can sell a property and it's still there. All due respect.
I just got involved in it,
I know.
it's getting,
Where you been all these years?
I know, it's going for sale next month, so if anybody likes to buy the Richard Green property, keep your eyes peeled.
But I just think we can, have a property neighbor that's concerned about the tree falling on.
So what I would say is just get the council to approve that we move forward with proceeding in that, and then I'm gonna give Tracy some direction on exactly how we'll.
That's fine. Motion made by Willis, second by Kip. Any further discussions? We'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip, Willis, Casey's absent, Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it, okay, thank you. Jody Sherman, library, he's not here tonight.
I got a little bit of an update on that. When he called, told me that he wasn't gonna make the meeting, that he was sick. I let him know, one of the board members, I spoke to their next meeting, the April 22nd, if we wanna go again, or some of us in Lockport where we went last time on April 22nd. But also the powers was given to go ahead and start the process to determine the cost of the new library in town. The library that Dick and Thibodeau is coordinating this out. That's what I was told by the library. So, just bid, I don't know, if you wanna go in the 22nd, I'm good with that. Just see, that's what, when I saw it on the agenda, I figured I'd call her and ask her, and that's what I was told.
Okay, I spoke to the chairman, she also said there's a building, they're coming to look at this week, her and an architect, and they were promising on that building, she didn't know what building it was.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks, but you make a meeting anyhow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what's done.
Then after she makes a decision, if the building they want is up to the fire council if they want to move forward with it.
Yeah, cause if
They make the final decision, fire council.
Yeah, cause if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna be doing some remodeling or some work at whatever it's called now, the Little Elementary, so the kids don't have a library at all, so,
Right. Okay. Any questions? Okay, we're going, Mike, do y'all discuss regarding that?
We don't want no second rate library, we want top of the line, we want better or at least equal to what Thibodeau gets.
that's what, we don't need 13 million, they got 4 or 6, whatever it is, I'll be good somewhere in the middle, that's what we kinda told when we went last on it. Thank you. Yeah, exactly, if they even meet on the 22nd.
All right. Good. Might be a discussion regarding the consideration in the contract requirement for the bidding process such as insurance, dumping, rental, and landfill dump site, Mike?
Yes.
Elaborate on that?
So Mayor, I don't know, we've been going through all these bid processes and all these contractor bids, the bid are so far off. We need to try to be more in line with the parishes, is my opinion, and make sure that the debris are being hauled off properly to Wastefield and not in a cow pasture on the side of the road in Leeville, like I heard that some of the stuff was being done, and I know we have no control if it's a property owner that's hired a contractor to do it, but we need a CYA cover ourselves if something's going on. And like I said, I just think that I'm not saying we gotta go 100% like what the parish is doing, but we need to try to revamp the way that we doing this stuff.
You ready to look into that?
Yes, sir, and actually, Bryce and I were talking about this kind of behind the scenes, so it's just coincidental that Mike really brings this up, because I think that we can kind of work together and come up with a better, that way the projects are not being held up because of big problems.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be very clear to them, so Mike, kudos to you for going out and finding that, because I think that that's gonna be very helpful.
Okay, good. Look into it. You will leave it on the agenda, Mike. Give us a report.
Yes, sir, so that I can come back, like, next meeting or the second meeting in March with a draft of what my proposal, kind of using theirs as a guide.
That's fine. All right, good. All right, Don, back up on the floor.
We have, for the next 3 agenda items, BC 1044, BC 1048, and BC 1051 are all conservation hearings scheduled for this evening. However, we have not been able to make service on any of the owners of these properties, and we would request that an attorney ad hoc be appointed by the council to represent the absentee owners. That's BC 1044, BC 1048, BC 1051.
Move by Willis. Second by Kip. Any further questions? No further questions. We'll vote on it. Jody's absent. Kip. Willis. Lacy's absent. Mike.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Right, excuse me, BC 1058, this is a condemnation hearing set for this evening. However, there's an issue as to ownership. The records reveal one owner who we sent the notice to, who has called perhaps the mayor and us and said he is not the owner of the property. However, we can find nothing in the record that shows any conveyance to the individual that he identified. So I would, out of an abundance of caution, we would request that this matter be continued until we can get, at least on my end of this, comfortable with, in fact, who the owner is. But the record has what the record has, and that's who we have to send the notice to. But if we can push it back to the March 18th meeting, I would appreciate it.
Recommendation to defer to the next meeting.
I move.
Moved by Mike, seconded by Willis, to defer, PC 1058, is that correct,
Yes, sir. This is the 15th.
We'll vote on it, Joe is absent, Kim? Related date.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It is, yeah, I'm looking at the building, thinking I don't own this building, and I know they own the property next door on the south side.
You abstain?
Yeah, I believe so. But I don't see.
Might be you.
Willis?
No, come on.
Casey's absent, Mike? Guy absent? All right.
Not that.
Any other business to be brought up before the council? Okay, does anyone in the audience like to make any comments?
Yeah, 79 Fire Chief of Fire District 3, we just want to come here and announce to you guys that we'll be on the ballot April 27th, seeking a village for the fire department to be a 7-no tax. We really don't want to do this, but we have no choice with the hurricane Ida and the damage to the building. Our tax base isn't there. So if we don't do this, we have to lay people off. And we've got with a couple of insurance companies, and the insurance companies told us that if we do that, that means longer response times, less people responding, the people pay more fire insurance. You're gonna pay it one way or another. If you have $100,000 house, you're gonna pay $17.50 a year. If you have a $400,000 business, you're gonna pay $420 a year. You're gonna pay much more in insurance. So I think it's important that we keep our people do a good job, and we just appreciate your support.
I agree with you, Devin, you know, the volunteers, you know, great job, can't do without you, we don't wanna see you around the neighborhood, because that means there's a fire.
Exactly.
It's good to know.
How much would that 7 tents bring?
$3 million. $3,065,000. Yeah. $3 million. What we're gonna need to sustain what we have.
Which
And
I
also,
have 8 tents already.
correct. We collect 8 mils right now, 8.2.
Well, I wish y'all luck, and I hope it passes.
Thank you, appreciate that. If anybody has any questions, concerns, reach out to us. We will have a town hall meeting March 16th at the Cutoff Youth Center. We plan on putting it in the newspaper next week, so we're gonna be hearing more and more about it, but we appreciate your support.
Okay, appreciate y'all, Daniel.
Yeah, I want to thank the council for voting not to dedicate that street, south of, Ridgewood. But I also want to elaborate a little bit on Road Sales Tax 2. Road Sales Tax 2, and they used to have Road Sales Tax 8. But in March of 2023, there was an election and they combined everything. So I just want to let you know that the money that's left in Road Sales Tax 2 is $6 million. They cannot spend that anywhere else except Road Sales Tax 2, which is the power line north of the roads, all the way to Fouchon, including Golden Meadow. Golden Meadow is the only town that is in a road taxing district. Lockport's not, and neither is Kibble. So what I'm trying to tell you is we're getting ready to do 6 streets. And your streets should have been on there, but unfortunately it's not. They should put them on this summer, we should have another lift coming. So that $450,000 or $350,000, whatever the bill is, Road Sales Tax 2 should pay for it. Because you poured it. You're the only ones that poured it. And we got cut 4 years short. I don't really want to get ugly, but we were wrong. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? If not, Kyle.
All right, well, I'm kind of gonna open a can of worms and have more questions than I expect answers for, but I'm gonna just go ahead and take the top off anyways. The library board, who, maybe Dan might be able to tell me some answers for that. Who has representatives on that, and does the town have a representative on the library board? Do any municipalities have it?
You got three of them from South Lafourche, that's on that.
I don't think one of them will,
No,
I guess my follow-up question is, can we request to have a representative on that board?
maybe so Lorraine can bring it up to the council and make it happen.
well, the three that are on from South Lafourche was advertised for the whole parish, for the area, the South Lafourche area. If nobody put a resume, there's nothing I can do.
Okay.
There's three good people, I can tell you that. Three people you can count.
All right, what's the next question, William?
That's all I have.
William? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
All right, good question.
If you're talking about the library, Thibodeau has about a $14 million library, Lockport has about a $3.5 million library, and we got a little bookstore, and y'all have none.
All right. Is it? Move to adjourn, moved by Will, second by Kip, all four, opposed,